Now then, we are going to show you some incredibly delicious recipes. Some classics, right?
Bosch classics, some certifiable Bosch classics. And the first one is braised jackfruit chili.
Then we're going to follow that up with a gooey, cheesy CamemBOSH.
The next one is my personal favorite, Mezze Cake.
And finally, a chocolate mousse where we show you how to make that. And everything is plant-based. Can't believe it. First up is our braised jackfruit chili. This thing is inspired by Biff's Jack Shack, the ultimate street food vendor in London who makes a jackfruit chili just like this.
He's a very good man and his food is very, very tasty and jackfruit is one of the strangest, but one of the coolest ingredients going.
So jackfruit is a little known tree-borne fruit. It's giant and it comes from equatorial regions, but you can break it up into these fibrous little tendrils that seem just like pulled pork.
Yeah, and if you ever see a jackfruit tree, definitely don't walk under it because if a jackfruit falls on your head, you are gone.
So we've just hit that jackfruit with some spice mix.
Hit the jackfruit.
We hit the jackfruit, some spice mix, and then whacked it in the oven. And now we're going to make our chili. Super easy.
I mean, chili is a wonderful thing. It's one of those things. Imagine if you had a pot of chili on the stove and you just got it there and you've made it and it's amazing. And you take a portion and then you take another portion and you think, oh, the jackfruit chili is sort of subsiding in size. Let's add to it. It's the sort of thing that can just grow and just like keep on going forever.
Absolutely. Where does it end?
It never ends. It doesn't have to end. Just keep on feeding it like it was a sourdough starter.
It's like kind of perpetual motion machine.
Yeah.
Of course, we've got some banging flavors going through that chili. We made a spice mix which we used for both the jackfruit and the chili, saving a bit of time there. And an ancho chili, which is like a kind of dried, smoky thing. It's going to give flavor through that whole chili.
Now, if you really like heat, get your ancho chili and put your knife through it and let those seeds sing. But if you don't like the chili, like the heat of it, but you do like the smokiness, just don't split the chili.
Oh, look,
made that mistake.
Make sure you remember to take out the bay leaf, otherwise you'll get it in your teeth, which is never a good thing.
No, definitely not.
And that is an absolutely beautiful dish. This, by the way, is in our healthy vegan cookbook.
Yes, which is our fourth book, and it's not a bad one, to be fair. And with this dish, you can serve it with rice, you could put it on a taco, you could put it in a jacket potato, you could just eat it like a stew. It's a wonderfully diverse meal that you just need to try.
You're so modest.
Well,
I think it's quite a good book.
I think it's not a bad book at all.
It's a pretty good book.
Bloody marvellous book.
But it's also super healthy, right?
Yeah.
So this is going to be high in protein, high in fibre, pretty low in fat, no sugar in there, but most importantly, absolutely delicious.
Yeah, really, 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 really good. I mean, if that was here right now, I'd be like, yep.
Smell of vision, baby. That's what we need.
And next up, we've got something very, very delicious indeed.
This is a recipe that we shot with our friend Ellie from Kinda Co. It's a vegan cheese company, and this is the CamemBOSH Hedgehog. You like camembert, but vegan. And look how gooey it is.
It's so gooey. I mean, like, we've made this for a few different people, and everybody we've made it for has gone, bloody hell, lads, this is really good.
It's so tasty. We made it on ITV.
We did.
On John and Lisa's Weekend Kitchen.
Yes, and
we made
John.
it. And John loved it. John Turode, the guy off MasterChef, he was like, guys, this is great. And we made it on our own show as well.
Yeah, exactly, Living on the Veg, which this video is a homage to. Now, my friend Holly, she actually sent me a picture of this the other day.
Oh, yeah?
And what she had done is she'd made the CamemBOSH, not the hedgehog, just the actual CamemBOSH, and she'd mixed macaroni through it.
Oh, goodness.
So it's like a CamemBOSH macaroni cheese. I was like, Holly, you're a genius.
That's deep.
Yeah, man.
She like getting into all the cooking and that.
She's loving the cooking and that.
Hey Holly, how you doing?
Yeah, and if you are loving the cooking and that, say and that in the comments below.
And do subscribe if you're not already, because we've got a load more bangers like this coming almost every day.
Now that bread is basically the best toast ever.
Ultimate toast, it's kind of like dippy toast. Now the secret ingredient that just went into that blender is, of course, tapioca starch and a bit of nutritional yeast. But that tapioca starch is what is gonna make this cheese super gooey.
Yeah.
Okay, it's like a kind of weird gummy powder, and once it's heated, it helps you make something that feels like a melty cheese.
From the outset, you probably look at this and think, oh, that's a little bit too like advanced for me. Like, it's a bit too difficult to cook, but in actual fact, it's remarkably easy. Yeah. All you got to do is just follow the instruction that you're seeing on this video right now, and what you're going to be left with is a cheese that you can impress your in-laws with, your outlaws with, whoever with.
You know, someone once said that if you can read, you can cook.
Well,
and it's kind of true.
It's
I mean,
true.
you just have to be diligent and dedicated and follow the recipe, and you get something that looks that good.
And if the recipe is really good, like this recipe is, you are going to have like a gastronomic explosion like going off in your mouth. It's going to be wonderful.
And this dip is the moment, right? So imagine you serve this on a platter to your dinner guests or your fiance or your loved ones, and they dip that bread in and they taste that kind of salty, delicious cheese. They're going to love it.
Get the red wine out, and also get the beers out for this next recipe, because this next recipe is the Mezze Cake. It's one of our best ever.
So the Mezze Cake is an absolutely bonkers creation that we made right at the beginning of Bosh, and it's like all the ingredients of a Middle Eastern cuisine in a cake.
Come on, man, did you see that? Look at that, it's amazing. And for this video, you're getting 2 for the price of 1, because we are showing you right now how to make delightful falafel.
Absolutely, and this falafel is a part of the Mezze Cake. In fact, the idea for the Mezze Cake started as falafel lasagna.
Yeah, it did.
And then it evolved into, we'll kind of get hummus and baba ganoush, and we'll get some falafel on top, and then we'll have hummus on top as the icing. We'll have griddled veg in the middle and rice and make a cake. It's absolute madness when you think about it, but it kind of makes sense.
Falafel is like one of those things that people just automatically assume people would eat if they turn in vegan. And you know what? They're right. Why? Because falafel's amazing, and hummus is amazing, and bread's amazing, and chili sauce is amazing.
So we just had a flatbread base that's going on the bottom of a cake tin, covered in hummus, covered in some veg and some, then some chili sauce, and then we're just gonna layer up all of these different little flavors throughout this dish.
Now, the griddle lines on that courgette and that aubergine bottom right-hand corner, very, very easy to achieve. All you have to do is have a little bit of patience and make sure you get a griddle pan that's nice and hot.
Yeah, and that tip that you just saw on the screen there, where you're actually tamping it down, pressing it down with a potato masher or a big spoon, is really important, because you want to make sure it's really firm and the cake doesn't fall apart. So just press it down as you go.
Kind of looks like the Union Jack there.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Or a clock.
Yeah, it's like
that is proper Union Jack. Yeah. You did that on purpose.
Oh,
right?
maybe. No, we're doing this, basically what we're trying to do here is build up layers, and the reason why you're building up the layers is because when you take the side of the tin off, you're going to be left with what looks like a sort of Victoria sponge level, and it's going to look really cool on the side.
That's a good shot.
It's a good video.
This is a beautiful
I must say.
Honestly. And like, I'm glad that we're showing everyone these recipes from our show Living on the Veg, because there's some really good recipes that need to be seen on our socials. And obviously you can't put a TV show on your social media channel.
Look at that velvety hummus as well.
Yeah.
And now obviously this is all about your own personal creativity. Decorate at will. If you make one of these at home, tag us on Instagram. We're at bosh.tv, and we will definitely repost it 100%.
That is a beautiful thing. Hummus icing, falafel top, flatbread base, all of those delicious things, tapenade, baba ganoush, rice, griddled vegetables in the middle. The Mezze Cake is a thing of beauty. Just make sure you've got a few hours free, because it's going to take you a while.
And also, if you don't have a sweet tooth, but you do have a birthday and you like savoury things that are very, very tasty, this can be your birthday cake.
I mean, you can have your cake and eat it with this one.
I mean, I'd love to. Again, if there was a slice of that here right now, I would be exceptionally pleased.
Wow. If you like that, let us know down in the comments below. Next up, we have got a really cool one for you. It is a chocolate mousse.
And how are we going to make the mousse, Mr. Firth?
Oh, well, we are going to make the mousse by making a very special recipe with Aquafaba.
Aquafaba, again, oh my goodness, this is one of our favourites, and the reason why is because it is, frankly, magic.
So Aquafaba, if you don't know, if you've been living in a cave, Aquafaba is chickpea water. Look at that. That's the stuff you normally pour down the drain. But we're going to put that into our stand mixer. You do need to use a stand mixer for this because it's powerful, and turn it into essentially meringue.
Yeah, and the meringue, it's fluffy, it's full, it's really aerated, it's wonderful texture. And once you put a little bit of melted dark chocolate that isn't boiling, it's kind of just kind of cooling, you're folding it through, you're just left with this thing, it's just wonderful thing. It's so amazing.
It's such a simple recipe as well. There's just a few ingredients to make your chocolate mousse. It's light, it's airy, it's rich, it's sweet, it's chocolatey. And the other cool thing about this recipe is it's just going to sit in in the fridge for a day or 2 days if you wanted to. So you can kind of make it ahead for a dinner party.
I mean, a dinner party is definitely the thing. Look, you need a posh glass. You need a good amount of this stuff in there. You need it to sort of sit in there and let it kind of solidify in the fridge, and then you need to dress it, and you need to dress it like a true pro.
Oh, and I know what we're gonna do. We're gonna grate over a bit of chocolate.
Yes.
Of course we are. And maybe a little blueberry in top.
Oh, you're gonna need a little bit of blueberry. But if you don't have a blueberry, you can use a raspberry. If you don't have a raspberry, you can use a strawberry. But if you do have a strawberry, make sure you take the little green bit off, because that isn't to be eaten.
So this is a beautiful thing. Like we said before, it's going to last in the fridge. It's a great thing to prep ahead. But most importantly, great. Isn't that a beautiful thing? A chocolate mousse made from chickpea water.
It's kind of like a cold espresso martini.
Ooh, espresso martinis, eh? Sounds good. That is another recipe from our Living on the Veg TV series on ITV. But this is here for you for free. We hope you love it.
Now, listen, if you're having a dinner party, you're covered.
Yeah.
You are covered. You've got the CamemBOSH, that will sort you out for a starter. This will sort you out for the main. I mean, like, you basically, if you've got the beginning and you've got the end, you just have good conversation, then you've got the middle.
There you go. And we've just given you a load of Bosch classic recipes. So these are, you know, they've been on our channels before. They are well loved, tried and tested. You should definitely cook them. We hope you love them.
Let us know what you think about them in the comments below. Tag your mates and let them see the wonderful food as well.
Do subscribe if you haven't already. We've got more videos like this coming soon. We'll see you next time.
Take care.